Hello, my name's Antony Owen. I'm a security solutions architect here at CAE. So today we're looking at talking about multi-factor authentication and exactly what it is and how it's evolved over the years. So multi-factor authentication is effectively taking the more traditional username and password style of authenticating users and moving towards a stage of who you are, what you have or what you know, to provide additional layers of security and authentication. So how has MFA evolved? Over the years, I'm sure we're all aware now, pretty much everybody has a smartphone. That device nowadays has built-in capability for biometrics, as do a lot of laptop devices as well. And that is, a really easy thing to add into multi-factor authentication, because that's the what you have. You have your own individual facial patterns, you have your own individual fingerprint, and that can't be replicated. So when they log into their corporate applications, it's very easy to overlay a layer of biometrics onto that. And again, another thing that you have is the actual device itself. So we can use push notifications, for example. You can send text messages. You can call a trusted number. So that extra layer of adding the multi-factor into your authentication stage is very much readily available to everybody now. The intelligence behind MFA has increased as well. So with MFA solutions like Cisco Duo, they've really taken it on to the next stage now. And two kind of key elements that they've added there are risk-based authentication. It effectively looks at the users and what do you know about those users. Are they trying to access corporate applications from a trusted device? Are they accessing the applications that they'd normally use on a day-to-day basis? Real big one here. Are they logging in from a trusted location? So we can look at the geographics of the IP address that they're authenticating from, and we can also do some kind of fuzzy fingerprinting about the wireless SSIDs that they're connecting from. They've got SSO enabled, so we'll just have a single authentication session, for a 24-hour period or a 12-hour working period. If we have a user that is then all of a sudden authenticating from a non-European IP address and a non-recognized SSID, we can say, okay, well, we want to prompt him for authentication every time he logs into a new application. So it's taking that risk level and applying different kind of authentication mechanisms on them and different frequencies based on the associated risk. With Duo, you can take away the password element. So you say, okay, well, users have to authenticate with a username, but then we'll also do a case of they have to have biometrics on a trusted device. Now, when you look at that from a business benefit perspective, it's huge because you're increasing the security posture with the authentication of your users, but how many service desk tickets do you get on a monthly basis with users having forgot their passwords? So if we can take away that element, it's a win-win for everybody, really. And finally, why should you partner with CAE for security? From my perspective, it's really about trying to reduce the complexity of security. There's a huge range of different vendors, different solutions out there. Architecturally, security is really end-to-end. From the end-user device all the way up to your cloud applications, you have to secure each of those with a multitude of different capabilities, and it can be very, very complicated. Working with CAE, we want to really kind of reduce that. We want to break it down into bite-sized chunks, analyse the capabilities you've got in place at the moment, and see where any potential gaps are and how we can look to enhance that posture. Thank you very much.